much about leaderships of all level, team leadership, operational leadership, and strategic leadership. My friends, let's talk about today a strategy for leadership development. What is a strategy and how we must develop a strategy for leadership too? Effective leadership, my friends, I believe is too important for the present and future success of any business, of any institution, of any organization. Unless you have a very thought thought out, brainstormed strategy for leadership development, I'm sure your future cannot be as certain, as sure as it should be. Much as you may love it, but without a strategy, things won't work. It is the core activity to grow leaders, my friend. In my next few talks, I shall talk to you as the head of any institution, as the CEO of any organization, what I think that you should be doing about in the sense of leading it from the front. The soldier's first principle is this: they lead by setting an example and they lead from the front. Keeping the same philosophy, I shall talk about in sense of leading it from front. Here, I will be focusing on just one aspect of what an organization eventually needs to get right or get straight. And that is a strategy for leadership development. My friend, strategy in a military word is a military word by origin, is hard to define. But it's nothing. It's all about the whole and not the parts. Basically, in my understanding, strategy has three hallmarks. We call it long-term strategy, importance, and multi-component. There are three elements in a strategy, especially when you developing strategy for leadership development. Long terms, it means you have to define what longer term means in your own context. But strategy is seldom about today. If it is very short term, it is more likely to be a tactical than strategic. And when it comes to importance, in business, the urgent always needs to be done, to be always tends to drawn to the important. A strategic leader's role is to think ahead, think beyond, to ensure that your organization knows where it is heading to. I always say it is more important to be heading towards right direction than right speed. Stay on the bridge. Leave the engineer room to the engineers. That's importance. Now come multi-component. My friend, it is when you strategy for developing leadership, multi-component. It should be. It means, it implies there is always more than one element in a strategy. It is a whole made up of various complementary components. Combine these three aspects I've talked about, long term, its importance and multi-components, you have a strategy for leadership development, my friend. It may be quite possible that your organization, institution, you may not need a strategy for a leadership development. for it already has excellent business leaders and they're having a profitable running business at all three levels, be it team leadership level, operational leadership level, or the strategic leadership level. If that is the case, then I might as not talk about it. But give it a second thought. Wait just for a moment and ask your subordinates, your friends, the manager level people, to pick out few names who are potential leaders who can stay in the organization and to bring more profit, greater business to the organization. You will be surprised. There will be very few names, and that is why, my friend, it is necessary to have a strategy for leadership development. We shall talk about this tomorrow in little more detail. Thank you very much.